Well, lads, I am sitting outside the orthodontist. It is Monday, the 26th of September. Can't even remember the months. It was my birthday last week, but we decided as a family we would skip my birthday and we'll celebrate it in October because there was just so much going on, and my birthday was smack bang in the middle of everything going on. So we've delayed my birthday, so I haven't aged. I'm hanging on to 45 for another month, and then when the kids are home we're going to celebrate. So today I am sorry, the lighting is a bit funny. I am sitting in a car park in the shade because you don't want to be sitting in the sun, but the sun is hitting off the building, which happens to be cream, in front of me and just reflecting right back at me. Will that help any? No. So sorry about the lighting. But yeah, I'm here sitting outside the orthodontist. Hayley is in now. It's 10:30. Carl is in at 2:30. So, and that's my tummy growling if you can hear it. What should we do? We've come up to the orthodontist. After the orthodontist, I have to bring Hayley to get 2 bras. The joys. She moved up to Donegal and decided that she's actually lost a bit of weight. I think it's stress going back. And her bra size has gone down. She just wants to get a better fitting bras. So we're going to do that after here. And we're going to head home. And then I'll head back up here with Carl for 2:45. It's actually 2:45. It was 2:30 and they moved to 15 minutes. So the other news is Kerry's first day in college is today. So I was talking to her this morning and she was on the 7 o'clock bus. And I asked her what time she was up since, and she was like 5 o'clock. And I was like, why in God's earth were you up so early? She couldn't sleep. She just stressed out of her head. She couldn't sleep, which is fine. That's first days, isn't it? But we haven't come up with a problem. There has arisen a problem. So, she's staying out at my mum's, which is fine. That's not the problem. The problem is one of her classes on a Monday is in a, what do they call it? Jesus Christ, my brain. It's got 2 days sleep and it's like as if it's permanently gone into a coma. I can't think of the words. She is in a language lab on a Monday from 4 till 6. Now, labs you only get once a week. The rest of your languages are done in classrooms. So labs are they're for listening. They're very hard to come by. And when you get them, you're really, really encouraged to go to them. Problem we have is the lab finishes at 6. You never get out of a lab on time, as you know. So her last bus to my mother's house leaves at 6:15. So we have a problem. She cannot make the bus, and to get to the bus she has to get another bus into town because she's just outside on the Dublin side of Galway. So thank God that sun's gone in my eyes. So and it's only 1 day a week. So the day we went down for her induction, I think I gave you a room tour and all the hotel, didn't I? That hotel does special rates because it's so near the college, for exams and stuff like that. So I was talking to the girl in reception, and what she said was, if I ring admissions and bookings, that they might be able to come up with a deal where on a Monday night she can stay over. I think Monday night is probably a quieter night for them. I'm not sure. So I'm going to give them a ring and see if they can come up with a special deal for her. Because the next day on the Tuesday, her classes start at 9 o'clock. And it's the only day they start at 9. But her bus only gets in from my mother's at 8:30. Well, 20 to 9 it was today. And so she's under pressure straight away. But if we can get the hotel for Monday night, it takes the pressure off her for Monday night trying to get home. And it also takes the pressure off having to be in college for 9 o'clock the next morning. So that's easily fixed, easily sorted. We'll sort something, even if it's a B&B down the road for a night. I mean, she's 23. It's not as if she's just turned 17 and doesn't know what she's doing. I mean, she's a bit of cop on. So we're going to try that first. What else has come up? As I said, Hayes in the dentist. We don't know if her braces are going on or off. But I need coffee. So I am going to go to Starbucks when Hayley comes out before we go and get her bras. And I think I want to get an air to go over my radiator. I'm thinking. yeah, I don't know. But we'll see when that, if I buy it, I buy it. If I don't, I don't. I'm thinking about it. So anyway, how are you guys doing? I feel like I haven't had a chance to really sit down, have a chat with you. Things are beginning to calm down. Hayley still has there's clashes on her timetables and clashes with different things. So we're still trying to iron them out with the college. But other than that, she's doing okay. As I said, Kerry's first day today. I'm dying to hear how it goes. Mind you, she's on so little sleep. God love her. Anyway. So yeah, so I am going to go now, and then I will fill you in later on what we get and what we buy. Right lads, we're here again. Back up at the orthodontist, this time with Carl. He doesn't know what's happening. He actually has no clue what's happening to him. I'm hoping they're going to do the mould and stick his braces on maybe in a week's time. But we'll see. We never know these things. Seems to be in the lap of God. Poor old Hayley came out, and I knew by the walk of it. You know, when someone's walking to the car, I knew she was fed up. I knew she was sort of annoyed. So I thought, bloody hell, what have they done now? She has had her braces on for her 16th birthday. She actually got her braces on. It happened to be the day of her birthday. And for the year and a half before that, she had chocks in her mouth. So she's had them since, we say, 14 and a half. And she was really hoping they were going in today and they were going to take them off. But when they went in, they said, no, we want to close. The gap has gone really small, but we want to finish off. She has to get some. He recommended that the 2 teeth that are Hayley had 2 extra teeth. Beside the front teeth, but before the canine teeth, is that what they're called? And then normally you have a small one in between, which she had 2 small ones, one on each side extra. Perfectly symmetrical, but one on each side extra. So she had to get them taken out. So she got the extras taken out and the ones that were left. He said, you understand? He says, those teeth are very, very small. And she was like, oh, okay. And he said, I think you're going to need to get them built up. So we were like, oh, okay, for the gap to close completely. But he's put these things in her mouth. For all intents and purposes, they look like blue caps. They're on the underside of a molar, but they stop her teeth closing fully. And she's got an appointment in November. So she knows she still has her braces on as far as November. Yeah, so she was a bit annoyed over that, but not annoyed at the dentists and all them. They're fine. I think she just had herself built up that they may be coming off. So Carl's gone in. He had we were already discussing this. He actually had a spreader bar, which increased his top palate. It opened it up, and then he had a retainer on, but he actually was very good at using his retainer. So when obviously with COVID and all in the middle of this, so when he did get back in for an appointment, they said that the teeth had actually widened too much. So they took off the back retainer, cut the retainer so it's only on the front teeth, and allowed his back teeth to collapse back in slightly. So he's hoping they're going in today, they're going to take a mould and maybe start looking at getting his braces on. He hasn't had braces yet. So yeah, so it's all fun and games. But Hayley is back up in November. It's the 14th of November, some day like that. Kerry got her appointment for Beaumont Hospital. She's in March. She's going to Beaumont Hospital. So all the appointments are coming in. I'm glad I got a planner that goes the end of this year and into next year, because there's so many appointments coming up. So that's where we are. We have to go home. I have to drop in paperwork when I go back down on my way home. Carl's going to remind me, I hope, to go do that. So that's it. So Hayley, obviously she can't close her teeth fully. So she was in a bit of pain, jaw pain more than anything. So she's emailed her lecturer, and she's going to take an extra day or two just till the pain subsides a bit. And because obviously she's had these so long, she knows it's only going to last a day or two. So that's it, guys. I'm contemplating going getting a Starbucks just to try and keep myself awake. So I'm delighted we're not going up to Letterkenny. I did think I'd have to drive up to Letterkenny today to drop Hayley back up. But you know what? Since she's told her lecturer that she's not going back up today and she'll miss tomorrow. My body is just exhausted. I'm just, yeah. Like, if I had to drive to Letterkenny, I would have been fine. But now that I know I don't have to go, I'm really tired. So I'm in the middle of editing a video. In between dental appointments, I was editing up a video. So I want to go home, finish that. I'm going to upload that, and then I think I'm going to go to bed. A nice early night. That's what I'm going to do. I have to figure out something for dinner. Bloody hate it. Right, well, we'll figure that out when I get home. Right, talk to you in a bit. Hey guys, so it is a couple of days later. Myself and Hayley had a couple of down days up in, is that any better? Down in Drogheda. We actually took the Tuesday off, which was budget day. We sat and watched the budget, and sorry, I'm just watching a couple of drunk fellas, and I know who's trying to fight what looks like a shadow. Anyway, we watched the budget. The dog decided to get in and watch the budget, so I have a clip of him watching the budget. I thought it was very funny. He obviously was trying to comprehend what was going on, no more than the rest of the country. So I'll insert that now. Right, so then on, jeez, I'm forgetting the days. Then yesterday, Wednesday, we went out to the shops. We didn't record anything. We just spent a day. We didn't actually buy more. Hayley bought a little leather or fake leather thing, and jacket thing, like a biker jacket, but just it was a pennies one, so it was fairly. Anyway, he or she, sorry, we just spent walking around Penny. We did nothing in particular. Just had a day, just relaxing. Came home, watched a couple of movies, just chilled out, just had a really relaxed day. But I needed that because I was exhausted going up and down the countries. Now, in saying that, I am back in Letterkenny. Hayley's teeth are so much more better. Their pain has gone out of her jaw and stuff. So she's back in college tomorrow. So I met up with her friends, Loretta, Christopher and Cam. Absolutely cracking kids. Lovely kids, lovely mannerly, you know, just nice kids. So I have to take a drink. Just nice kids, mannerly, absolute pets. So yeah, so what I've done is I've dropped them into town to a nightclub. I think it's called Voodoo. I think that's the name. But you know, it's such fun having them in the car. You forget how young people, they're just having fun. Like, they had, okay, a couple of drinks in the house, but they were just singing in the car. They were, you know, they were happy, and that's lovely to see. Everybody happy and merry, and yeah. So I've dropped them off the nightclub. They have to get a taxi home now. Taxi is quite expensive coming home, which they know, and they have put money aside for that. The only thing is, some of the taxis won't go that far out of Letterkenny, especially when nightclubs are closing. They know they can get business on closer business, where theirs would probably take them a 20-minute each way trip, so 40-minute round trip. I don't know if taxis are willing to do that. So I said, look, if you get stuck, ring me. Hopefully they won't, but I'll know later on. If I'm grumpy tomorrow, you'll know that I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and come collect. They're nice kids, though, in fairness. And it's nice to see them having fun. So yeah, so Hayley is back in college now. There's a fella down there. He's as pissed as a coot. I'm after dropping him out. They won't let him into the nightclub, but he's hanging around outside. Maybe his mates have gone in. But by Jesus, he's everywhere. He's on the road. He is. Even the bouncers are sort of telling him, and his friends trying to get him up the road. But it's a bit of a hill, and I think for every step he's taking forward, he's going 2 or 3 back. Funny to watch. Funny to watch when it's not your kid, and it's funny to watch when there's no one's getting hurt. I mean, he's not falling down. He hasn't a clue where he is, but he takes a couple of steps and then has to sit down. So yeah, it's quite funny. But yeah, so this is the last of the getting Hayley back up. Now hopefully this will be it till after Halloween. in saying that, I know Kerry was saying that she's going to try and get up to see Hayley, so that would be nice. They'd spend some time. They actually have good fun together, in fairness. They get on really well. And I think they get on even better when there's just the two of them around. If you know, without Carol and me and everybody. But my poor mum, holy Jesus, get a phone call today. She's after taking a fall. She was coming out. Do you know what? She wasn't seriously hurt. There was no serious injury. There was nothing. But she was coming out of the doctor's surgery after getting the all clear from the doctor. She walked out and slipped on some moss, went down her two knees. Now her two knees, I think, probably be black and blue. But it's the one night where Kerry is staying overnight in Galway, because she has to do that because her class ends just before the last bus leaves. She hasn't got time to get, so it's a Thursday night. She's going to stay in Galway. So Kerry's not there. And so she's on her own in the house. Now, as I said, she's fine. When I was talking to her on the phone, the doctor rang her, asked her if she was okay. She never banged her head. She didn't, but she hurt her two knees. She went down her two knees. So I'd say she's going to be stiff. So Kerry's obviously back out to her tomorrow. Now, she's meant to be working on Saturday, but I can't see that happening if her knees are sore. So play it by ear. I did sort of get a bit of a shock, and I was thinking to myself, geez, I'm going to have to drive boot down to Galway to Mam. But touch wood, she seems okay. I'll know better when Kerry goes out and has a good look at her. It's one thing someone who's poorly telling you they're fine, and then you look at them and they're, yeah. But she seems, and she's in great form. She didn't bang her head. But when she fell, I don't know if this is probably more of it. She was more upset because when she fell, all the doctors obviously came running out of the surgery. It was on their grounds. Came running out, the receptionist, everybody. So that, I think, the embarrassment sort of gave a bit like, but no, she got over that, and she seems, as I said, she seems fine. She's great. She's grand in herself. So yeah. So tomorrow I'm heading back down to Drogheda, back down to my two boys. And I think we are going to just chill for the rest of the weekend because I am exhausted. I am knackered. Right, I'm going to head home and get a couple of hours sleep before I have to hear these kids. Even if they, do you know what? They were singing and dancing and I was laughing. But even when I'd say they come in tonight, I mean, as much as they won't intend to wake me, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a strange bed. I'm not going to be having the deepest of sleeps anyway. But I'd say they'd be all giddy. So that would be interesting. Right, I'm going to go. I can't keep watching this poor drunk fella. And the bouncers watch. In fairness, oh shit, they're watching him. He's sort of, if he goes to move, it's sort of one of those motions, you know, where the head goes forward and the body and the legs are going after the head. That's what it's like. He's funny. He's funny. I say, you do no harm, really. Just can't stand still. The wind's blowing him over the place. But the bouncers are keeping an eye on him, so it's not too bad. I think that's my Hayley. Right, I'm going to stop talking and I will talk to you in a bit. Quick little update. I was just about to pull out after talking to you and watching the pinball man, who, yeah, was still pinballing when I was leaving. And the four of them walk out of the nightclub. And they're like, it's dead, there's no one in there, there's no atmosphere, whatever. So I was like, oh, so they all said, can we get pizza and come home? Fucking hell. I swear to God. They're so funny. In a nice way. And like, even when they were getting out to get the pizzas, because they have had a few drinks, I mean, in fairness to them, they were like, would you like anything? And I'm like, no, I just want to go home. So, yeah. So we're at a place called K2 Kebabs. Jesus Christ. Who thought in me fourth... Well, that was weird. Something happened in the car. Who would have thought in my 47th year, I'm 46, so 47th year on this earth, I'd be running kids around Letterkenny and the mall is pissed as coots. They're not really, in fairness. They've had a few drinks. They're just singing along to the music, windows down. You know yourself. Just a bit of crack. A bit of crack. So yeah, so we'll see what they come out with. They're going to get pizzas and kebabs and... Oh, bless them. They're funny. They are funny lads. So I'm heading home tomorrow. Probably already told you this. So I think actually I was looking in Penny's when I was there the other day with Hayley, and they have a what do you call them? Not sushi. Do you know anything? A sushi and sweep. They came up on a recommended thing on me thing, sushi and sweep. Snoopy. They have a Snoopy bag. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm so tempted to go get it. Even though I need a bag, like I need a hole in my heart. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. It'd be lovely just to throw on to go out. It's dressy, nice. Right, I'm gonna go. These lads are coming back and God knows what they're at. Well lads, it is the next day and I decided to update you all. Oh, excuse me. So I'm heading home. It is 6 o'clock. I did sleep in when we left the kebab place last night. Kerry's friend, or not Kerry's, the other one, Hayley, her friends Loretta and Christopher invited me into theirs just while they were eating food. And they didn't have to, in fairness to them, they didn't have to. I would have been quite content going back in to Hayley's apartment on my own because, yeah, I was tired, I was ready for bed. But I laughed, I went in, had some tea, lovely, as I said, lovely kids. They stayed in there for a few minutes. Poor old Christopher, I think, was exhausted. He looked tired. And they were all pretty sober by this stage, so because they were all after having a big eat and whatever. And yeah, I went in. Excuse me, you never get a good night's sleep when you're not in your own bed. Don't care what anyone says. And I suppose maybe an hour later, Hayley came home and decided to come in and sit in the bed and talk to me. It's like, seriously, I want to just sleep. So it was about 3 o'clock, maybe 4 o'clock when we were going to sleep. And yeah, it was a good night. Like, I know they didn't get that the vibe wasn't in the club or whatever, but it was a good night. I actually got a bit of a kick out of them all just being so buzzy. So yeah, that was nice. There was nothing but coach loads of men all going to the wee-wees on the side of the road. I don't know what the world's coming to at all, lads. Everywhere I look, there's men weeing in ditches. Anyway, so that's the excitement of driving home. Woo! That is about as exciting as my life is getting at the moment. Yeah, so I'm heading home. I am so looking forward to getting into my own bed. Like, I know I had 2 nights, but like I said, Hayley was in pain and she was up during the night, and like that, when someone's in pain like that, there's no you're half listening out for them. Like, I mean, even though she's nearly 20 and stuff, you like, once you know this pain and you're lying there listening to them, you're not getting a good deep sleep. So yeah, it'd be just nice to go home and just chill out with the 2 boys and hopefully get a good solid sleep. I'm waiting actually on a phone call from a friend of mine. He's waiting on news from, it's a whole big story and it's not my story to tell, so I don't want to say anything really, but basically I'll tell you the basics. And then he was adopted at 2, and Tulsa have been in touch, and you know, you have to go through Tulsa to get your files and stuff, so I'm waiting to hear back from him and see what's going on and all that. So I'm excited for him because his adoptive parents, both of them, are deceased now. So yeah, it'll be exciting for him. So another friend of mine has just started on the journey, so I'm just like, genie macaroni. But yeah, it's exciting times for people. I love hearing people and good news and just things working out for people. I think it's brilliant. So I'm trying to think, is there anything now exciting happening this week? I don't think so. I don't think there's nothing exciting happening this week. The only thing exciting happening in my life at the moment is sleep. No, we're just going to go home. We're going to chill out. Sunday I might head out. But other than that, it's going to be a fairly quiet. I need to just get dug into my house. I'm coming up with a few ideas when I was talking to Carl about how we can attack the house. Because doing it room by room is okay, but then I'm like cleaning the kitchen and I'm throwing bits out of the kitchen or bits I want to get rid of or things like that. So he was saying maybe we'll just do, I don't know what we're going to do. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm excited to get dug back into that. Get rid of a load of stuff. As I say, I have stuff ready for the skip. I just need to finish it up. I'd say it's going to take me 2 skips. I was looking and I said to Carl, I was like, we ain't going to fit this in 1 skip. But you will see how we're going. So I'm trying to think, if nothing else is exciting. Mummy, I spoke to Mummy today. Today is what? Friday the 30th. So she's doing okay after her fall yesterday. Kerry was a bit peeved that no one told her that Grandma had fallen. But as I said to her, you were in Galway. Like, I could have told you when you were in Galway and all you would have done was spend your night away worrying about her. So at least, she said, yeah, I probably would have come out in an early bus. And I was going, she was okay. Like, we were talking, she was fine. So there was no need for that. So, what she did, she gave me a full update. This is Kerry's nursing coming out there. She's just like, yep, I've done this. So, yep, she's fine. My mother is fine. Everything is looking good. As she said, she's a little bit stiff on her leg. She's a little bit achy. But she said, oh, but she hasn't had to have a painkiller for it. So that's good. So as much as it's aching her, it's not paining her. So yeah, so she's happy enough. I think that's it, lads. I think I am going to, I have my coffee. I stopped in Monaghan on the way down and I got myself a cappuccino. So here, I'm just waiting for it to cool down a little so I can actually drink it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put on, I'm actually listening to Meatloaf at the moment. That's what I'm listening to on the Spotify. Just excuse me, old songs. So I'm going to do that. I should be home within the hour. So I am just going to chill out. It's raining on and off. It's a bit of a pain. But yeah, I'm just going to go home, chill out, as I said, with my boys. And I will talk to you in the next vlog. Alright guys, hopefully it'll be calmer. If nothing else, it should be calmer. And I will talk to you in my next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.